Well, good morning. So today we are going to attempt to put these train horns in. Pop the hood here. I believe from what I googled, the horn is in the fender well here somewhere. So I'm going to take the battery out, take the battery tray out, take the grill out, get all that out, and then hopefully find the factory horn. I need the wire from that to trigger this horn, and the horn is in here. Very humid today, kind of rainy, but this is the actual horn, and we still have to put this band clamp on the exhaust. Something else to do, but this is the horn setup. So we're going to try to mount that somehow today behind the grill. And you know, like I said before, when we had that accident, maybe if I had that train horn they would have heard me. I don't know. I was on the horn hard the whole time, but they just kept coming over, so don't know. So like I said, we're gonna put this in, figure out how to do this, try to figure out how to mount it, and we'll show you once we get things apart. All right, I'm not sure why this is so difficult, but maybe it's just me. It is Monday. I took the battery out, the battery tray, unbolted the windshield washer thing, and it's not in there. So I had Googled it earlier, and they said it's on the inner side of the fender. So I thought that was the inner side, but they mean in here. So it said take the inner wheel well down. Well, you can't take, well, you can take the whole inner wheel out, but you got to remove all that, which we don't want to get involved in. So I took a couple of bolts out. These are all the bolts, 5/16, ½ inch, 5.5 millimeter, believe it or not, which is common on these older trucks. And I pulled the inner fender away a little bit, and look at, horn's not even bolted in. That could be part of the problem. Hang on, let's see if we can get it out of there. I'll try to just use my fingers. Oh, there we go. All right. So obviously it wasn't bolted back in. This truck was in an accident at some point many years ago. It does have all Ford parts on it, but it's probably fixed by the Ford dealer. As you can see, it's stamped Ford right there. But it was repainted many years ago. It's been quite a while, so I don't know, maybe somebody forgot to bolt it in. I look right there, and that's probably where the bolt is supposed to be, but that's all right. We didn't have to remove, all we need is that wire more than anything, but that's where they are. Fram, huh, interesting. Let's see what it sounds like now, being out from being muffled. It's probably a lot louder. Let's see. Wow, see, a lot louder. So if it wasn't so muffled, it wouldn't be all right. Let's gonna pull this grill off next. That should be just these 4 bolts and a couple clips. Pull that out, and I guess I can put this windshield washer jug back because that has nothing to do with it. So all right, we'll show you when we make progress. All right, we got our rough wiring figured out. So horn, yellow one's positive, black one's negative. The temporary hook up here to make sure everything works. I'll let you hear it, and then we got to try to figure out where we can mount it. So listen to this, see if this works. That's a little bit better. All right, so now we just gotta, we know how everything's wired. We just gotta figure out where we're gonna put this. So I want to try to hide it. So we'll have to figure out, because the compressor has to be kind of shielded out of the weather and out of the heat. So, all right, let me figure out where I'm gonna mount this, and I'll show you once we get it mounted. All right, we are about an hour and a half in. We got our relay mounted, we got our compressor mounted, got all that back in, all our wires tucked underneath. Now we're putting this fusible link in here. So the relay's there, everything just kind of tidying up. I did test it, works good, you heard it. And we still have to mount the actual horn. So I did have to put an extension on the hose. They say keep the hose as short as possible for the loudest sound, but I'm limited to where I can put it, where it'll fit. So once we get that mounted, we'll show you, and got to get the battery back in, get everything else back in. But all in all, it's going well, and we'll show you before we put the grill back on, once we get everything mounted. All right, air horn, or I guess it's not an air horn, it's a train horn, is installed. It's done. Took about 2 hours, maybe a little longer, because I had a few issues, of course. So you all heard it when I did the test, and it worked fine. And then I got everything hooked up, couldn't get it to work, and the relay is bad. So I do have to get another relay. I got all the wiring right there tucked in, got the horn or the compressor right there, the fusible link is there, fuse, and then the horn is actually, probably can't really see it, it's right there, and it's on an angle. Mounted it on an angle down so it won't hold any water. I did have to add about 12 inches to the hose. They don't really want you to do that, because they say the longer the hose, the less the noise, but it's still pretty loud. So like I said, I got to get another relay, and we'll get that figured out. I tested it and tested it and tested it. I test every circuit, everything tests okay, and just nothing comes through the relay. So probably just cheap Chinese junk as usual, but you know, the horn was like 33 bucks, so it wasn't expensive, but we're gonna call that good till we get a relay, and wrap it up, and that's it for our train horns.